Hello YouTube, it's your boy Jeff. So you're wondering what an F2P account looks like after 215 days of being active? Well, you're about to find out. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. So first things first, let's go over the weapons. So in the 215 days of being active, I've amassed a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star weapons. As F2P, I keep things pretty optimized, meaning I only level up the weapons that I plan to use on characters. As you can see here, I'm currently not using the prototype Rancor because I used to have it on Jean, but I recently got the Black Cliff Longsword, so I gave it to her now. One thing I guess I would like to go over is Mystic Enhancement Ore. So as you can see in my Mystic Enhancement Ore stash, I currently have 362. Well, I used to have over 1,000 of them, but after leveling up weapons on a couple characters over the last couple of months, has taken a quite considerable amount out of my Mystic Enhancement Ore stash, as you can see. So especially as F2P, you can't just buy up resources, whatnot. So it's very important to do quite a bit of daily mining. I don't really do a lot of daily mining. That's why I'm running kind of low. I personally like to just min-max a couple of characters. My final goal is just to get 8 really strong characters and finally clear the Abyss as F2P. Some people play it for the fun of building a lot of characters. So if you're a person like that, I would recommend doing a lot of daily mining those crystal chunks. Alright, moving on to character ascension materials and boss drops. I currently have 473 heroes wits. I originally had 700 something, but I recently upgraded Ganyu to 80 out of 90 ascension, and I also leveled Jean to level 90 out of 90. The only reason I did that because animal characters swirl damage scales off of their level, so I'm probably only gonna upgrade animal characters to level 90 out of 90 because it costs quite a bit of books to get to level 90 out of 90, and the base stats increase you get from it is not really worth it at all, to be honest. So if you're F2P, I would recommend just keeping even your main DPSs at like 80 out of 90 Ascension. The Ascension is worth it though. Yeah, as you can see, when I run out of resin, I just log off or I mess around in co-op or whatever. I don't really bother going around the map deleting all the content in the game, so I don't really have a lot of these boss materials stocked up. Weekly boss materials, I don't really have a lot. I probably fought the wolf boss only like a couple times in my whole Genshin career, and yeah, recently I've been fighting the child boss quite a bit because I eventually want to crown Ganyu's normal attack. But other than that, the only weekly boss I've ever really grinded for was the Valen because I was maining Jean. I've been maining Jean the whole time until I got Ganyu, so I have 2 main DPSs now. But when I was just maining Jean, I was just farming for the Valen's Plume. I also had Aether, Animal Traveler, as a support, so I leveled up his talent quite high. So as you can see, I've got quite a bit of the Valence side. So yeah, here are my other materials, my books. I have 5 crowns here. Moving on to food. I have not mastered a lot of recipes. Like, you know, the achievement where you need to master like a certain amount of recipes. I have not done that. Not even like the first one, I think. I've probably mastered only not even like 20 recipes in the game. I don't actively go out and get materials for food. The only one that I actually do are fried eggs in case I need to revive any characters. Steak is also good as well. It's because these two are really easy to cook. You just need to grab bird eggs for these, and this is just raw meat. And I also actively go out and farm fowls and sweet flowers to make sweet madame. I think you need 2 fowls and 2 sweet flowers to make 1 sweet madame. So again, relatively easy to make as well, and I have over 116. So I got a nice stash. I've been fortunate to have my healer as the main DPS in Jean as well, so over my career I've just been constantly healing myself all the time, so thankfully I don't have to waste a lot of resources on food, so I have a good stash in case whenever I need to use them. Alright, moving on to the overworld materials. I don't even know how I have wood. Like, I have not touched my teapot in forever. I plan to leave it till the end game because I know there's already a lack of content, to say the least, in the game. So I try to, you know, leave out some content so I can revisit them, you know, at a later stage. So right now in my Genshin career, my only focus as an F2P player is to get strong and clear the Spiral Abyss. I have a decent amount of prototype drops. The only ones I've actually really used are the sword ones because I refined my prototype Rancor. Here are my gadgets. Moving on, quest items for the precious items and the furnishings that I'll probably not use in a million years. All right, finally, we have my character showcase. So let's start off with my main, Jean. I have her at level 90 out of 90. Here are her details. I think this is a new build that I made like last night. I switched around the artifacts where I'm able to get her 200% crit damage and 50% crit rate. If you saw my other solo Jean videos, you will see that I have a different build on her, around 60% crit rate and 170% crit damage, I think. If my math is right, this build does a teeny bit more damage. So yeah, there's that. Friendship level 10, of course. As for the weapon, still the same, Black Cliff Longsword. For artifacts, still the same, 2-piece Glad, 2-piece Bloodstain, but the actual artifacts that I'm using are a bit different. So the flower is still the same. The plume is a bit better. This was the old plume. So yeah, a bit more crit damage, a bit more crit rate. And this sans is insane. I originally had this sans on Xingqiu. So yeah, the main reason I switched the artifacts around was I wanted to see if I can try to get this sans on Jean instead. So instead, my Xingqiu is now running this energy recharge sans, which is not even completely leveled, but I don't have enough artifact fodder to level it up right now. So yeah, my Jean is using this pretty insane 31% crit damage sans, probably my best sans in the game. And then still the same attack goblet. I think if I switch to this animal damage bonus goblet, my E and Q will do a bit more damage, but my normal attacks and charged attacks will do less damage. And also still the same crit rate hat, probably still my best artifact in the game. So yeah, Constellation 0, talents 10 10 10, my only triple crowned, my only crowned character actually. All right, secondly, my very built Animal Traveler. At the very beginning of the game, I actually had Animal Traveler as my main DPS and Jean as my support. And then midway through the game, I was like, let me just switch the artifacts around and see if I put all my main DPS gear on Jean. Let's see how she does. And then like, wow, she does way better, does way more damage. So I was like, okay, I've been tripping the whole time. So, and then ever since then, I had my Traveler as just a very distant veneer support. So yeah, pretty built. 80 out of 90 Ascension. Here are his stats. Probably could use a little bit more energy recharge, but for most of my characters, I don't really mind. Like I don't need like, for example, you saw 200% crit damage on Jean. I don't need 200% crit damage on all my characters. I try to get them to that 1:2 ratio at 50 to 100. For a weapon, I got the Royal Longsword from the shop. 4-piece very distant veneer. For the artifacts, I'll go into it. Could use a bit of crit rate there, but it's a pain to farm that domain, you know. A very nice flower. Pretty good sans. 24% crit damage, just a little bit worse than Jean's one. And then pretty good animal damage. Could use some crit damage, but pretty nice rolls into crit rate. And then kind of copium crit rate hat. I mean, but it's got the other substat. I think it rolled all into like HP. So yeah, that's pretty sad, but still pretty nice. And C6, yeah, my only C6 and probably for most F2Ps, the only C6 character. And for talent, I have him at pretty high, 8, 11, 9. All right, moving on to Kaeya. He's one of my more built supports actually, because I started the game mainly using the starter characters besides Jean. So my main squad that I would run around and kill stuff with was my exploration squad from the routine video. I have Kaeya at level 70 out of 80. You can see his stats, I guess. 61, 105, could use a bit more crit damage. Decent amount of energy recharge, cryo damage bonus. Weapon's got cool steel on him. I'm not sure if this is a great weapon on him. I haven't really looked into Kaeya's build if I'm being honest. I just saw the passive and I was like, wow, that's pretty cracked. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just R5 that and just use it on him. And I've been using the cool steel on him since the start of the game, I'm pretty sure. For artifacts, I'm running 2-piece Blizzard and 2-piece Noblesse. I would like to try 4-piece Blizzard, but I've just had such terrible luck getting good Blizzard pieces. All right, moving on to the plume. That's a pretty okay plume, I think. Okay, moving on to the sands. Pretty good sands, like 30 rolls into crit rate, I think. Cryo damage bonus. This was really sad. When I first got this piece at level 0, I was like, damn, this could be godly. And then it just rolled all into defense and attack. Not even one roll into crit. Like, probably one of the saddest artifacts on my account. I'm sure everyone has a piece that looks like this. Okay hat, I guess. Got him at C1. Got him at 666. I haven't really focused on the talent of my support. I think I got most of my support's talents at around 6, but for some of their talents, I probably should get them higher, like Bennet's Q, for example. Moving on to our favorite Outrider, Amber. I have her at 70 out of 80 as well. 61 102. Pretty good amount of energy recharge. Power damage bonus. Got the Favonius Warble on her. I think the Favonius Warble is a free weapon. You get it at like a certain AR, I'm pretty sure. Got 4-piece Noblesse on her. Oh my goodness. This is a really bad flower. Oh my goodness. Why am I using this? But yeah, I mean, I don't really use Amber a lot these days anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. She's pretty good at applying Pyro though, so like if like you have Amber in the Abyss, you gotta like break some cryo shields. Amber's pretty good for that. Pretty decent flower. Okay. I mean, pretty decent plume. I keep calling plumes flowers. What am I doing? And then got the sands. Oh my gosh. 1 roll into crit rate. Power damage. One of my better power damage cups. And then we got the, wow, actually one of my better crit rate hats. I have it on Amber. C1 Amber talent. Yeah, 666 as well. All right, so then we have my recently pulled Ganyu. Got her at 80 out of 90. A very respectable 53 to 191. And then 111 energy recharge. Crowd damage bonus. I got the Amos bow via the standard banner. Got pretty lucky with that one, I have to say. Running a 4-piece Wanderers. I think this is probably the best flower I have in the game. Around 41% crit value. A decent feather. Best sands I have in the game. Crowd damage. Probably could improve this one down the line. And the hat could improve as well. Constellation 0, of course. F2P problems. Talent. Working on it right now. I'm just ignoring the E and Q. So moving on to my Bennet. Got him at 70 out of 80. I think I'll eventually get Bennet to 80 out of 90 just for the attack buff because the attack buff scales off of his base attack. Got him at 54 103 here. Pretty good, pretty good. 166 energy recharge. Got the Lion's Roar on her for that pyro damage increase. Running a very standard 4-piece Noblesse on him. Pretty good flower. Could use a bit crit rate, but that's also good. Good amount of crit rate. And this power damage bonus, if this was on anyone else, it would be a horrible piece. But then Bennet needs HP and energy recharge is always good. Oh yeah, also one of my better crit rate hats in the game. Have him at a very nice C1, so there's no health restriction. Have him at 116 right now. So yeah, I only use him for E and Q. I'll crown his Q, so that's the plan. Moving on to Mona. Have her at 60 out of 70. Mainly just use her as a burst support. Have her at 56 157 here. The Witsif really helped with that crit damage. Very juicy 50.3% crit damage. 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Heart of Death. Pretty okay flower. Very copium. I think this rolled into crit rate once. But energy recharge is good as well. At least it didn't roll all into flat defense, thankfully. This one did though. When I got this piece at first, I was like, shit, I got double crit on it. But then another very big what if artifact. A very pog hydro damage off piece. And then yeah, I think it rolled into crit damage once. The rest into energy recharge. So yeah, that's also pretty good actually. Can't really complain about that. Constellation C0, of course. Thankfully, leveled up her ult to 6, so probably gonna get this a bit higher. I'm not sure if I will crown it, but I'll definitely get it to like level 8 at least. My Noelle build is pretty standard. She's the only support I probably will let this crit ratio slide because I have her at C6. Increases Noelle's attack by an additional 50% of her defense, so that's the reason I'm stacking everything, including the weapon, White Blind, defense percentage 47.2. And then for artifacts, I don't even care about the set. So here, just this is for the crit, I guess. A lot of defense here. And defense, and then a very nice 30.3% crit damage here. Again, defense circlet. Talents have her at 6, but then from the constellations, this became 7 and 9. Ningguang. I've heard that Ningguang's a pretty good DPS. I don't really have her built. I think she can only be used as a DPS though. Yeah, I got a 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Archive Petra. Pretty smooge here. Pretty nice feather though. Okay, sands. Rolled once into crit rate so far for this. A very bad crit rate hat. But this is just purely to stay in set. So hopefully I can min-max this further down the road. I don't think I'll invest that much into her. For Sucrose, I think my build for her is just very simple. Just stack Elemental Mastery. 4-piece Verdistant Veneer for any animal support. Okay, flower. Okay, feather. And then just Elemental Mastery, Elemental Mastery, and Elemental Mastery. No constellations. Remember I said that I used the starter characters, right? So I have Lisa kind of built-ish. I have no idea what Lisa's build is. Oh, the new weapon I think kind of suits her, I think. I've heard people say. I've heard MTash say that at least. They're pretty good though. I mean, at least at level 0. Got double crit, got double crit. If this could roll crit damage, we could be rolling right here. And then a very copium attack goblet, and then crit damage hat. Pretty good. Wow, I have her at 669. God damn. Pretty fitting if you ask me. Like her birthday. Moving on to Xingqiu. So yeah, one of my more built supports, I guess. These are her stats. Very nice 200% energy recharge right on the dot. Very pog. A very nice R5. Recently R5'd Sacrificial Sword, 2-piece Heart of Death, 2-piece Glad on him. Copium 12% defense there. Very nice feather, one of my better feathers in the game. Okay, if this can roll into crit damage 2 more times, we could be talking here. This one mainly is just to stay in set, and then an okay crit rate hat rolled once into crit damage and the rest into defense, so that's not so good, but hey, that's the one thing. No matter if you're a whale or an F2P, you still suffer from artifact RNG. Ramen accidentally. C4 on him. Talents 169. Nice. Yeah, we're almost done here. And then Barbra, one of my very first healers in the game. I hate using her because you just get frozen so easily and there are a lot of cryo enemies. So yeah, just a standard Maiden's Beloved. I think I have some pretty cracked Maiden Beloved pieces. That's an okay flower. And then a very juicy DPS Barbra. She maybe. And then I think I'm just stacking HP. Yeah, just gonna stack HP and stay in set. Healing bonus, Constellation 3, Talents 669. Nice. Xiangling. Probably want to upgrade this a little bit more. Details 54144. Got white tassel on her. Running a 2-piece Crimson Witch and 2-piece Noblesse Oblige. Or Noblesse Oblige. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna need to wash my eyes after this. I have some really bad artifacts. 11.7% defense. Shee. Okay, very good. What is this? Almost 40% crit value and a very copium attack stance. I could use a little bit more crit rate, but the energy recharge is very nice as well. Okay, crit damage hat. Constellation 4, 6, 8. Raiden Shogun. I actually have her at C1. Okay, got her at 50 out of 60. Her details actually not looking too bad. Got the skyward spine on her. I'm running a 2-piece oblige, 2-piece emblem. Level 12. It didn't even roll once in the crit. This looks like level 0, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, this is a pretty bad flower as well. 10, 20. Wow, almost 40% crit value as well. Attack Sands, Electro Goblet, off piece. If this could roll all crit damage, maybe. And then crit rate hat. Got some energy recharge on there. Hopefully the last 2 rolls roll into crit damage. Hopefully. Again, C1. Talents 111. Alright, so that's it. If you're still here, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and subscribe for more Genshin content from me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.